Hello, Cal here. Welcome to this video. I am cold and rugged up in my onesie, but I have some records here that I'm going to quickly go through that I just recently got. And it was a pretty decent jazz haul, actually, to be fair. There isn't anything really outside of that genre in this. So let's look at the first one. We got the Modern Jazz Quartet at Music Inn with a special guest, Jimmy Giuffre, who was a really interesting figure in early avant-garde jazz music, especially in Europe. This one is on London Records. It's got the old back flap covers. This one is a bit of a shame because that's sort of coming off, but nevertheless, I was really excited to get this one. Of course, the lineup is John Lewis on the piano, the unmistakable Milt Jackson vibraharp, Percy Heath on the bass, and Connie Kay on the drums. Jimmy Giuffre comes in on clarinet, and the recording engineer is Tom Dowd, who would work on Cream. I can't remember exactly what albums he was working on them with, but Disraeli Gears, I think, is one of them, which is one of their best albums. Really cool with that one. Cool one to find. Not that I was looking for it, but finding it was quite good. Now, this one here was one that I actually had on the want list, and this is the 11th House featuring Larry Coryell. He is a very influential fusion jazz guitarist doing fusion at a time when not many people were. And this has got some great tracks. There's like Level 1, Nyctophobia, and then there's a suite on side 2, which is split up into A, B, and C, entrance, repose, and exit. This is one that I've been looking for quite a while. It's not really a rare album, but it is one that I haven't had. And so the lineup on this is, of course, Larry Coryell, but then what makes up the 11th House band is Michael Lawrence on trumpet and flugelhorn, John Lee on bass, Mike Mendel, Alphonse Mouzon on percussion, and Steve Kahn, who's on the first track, Level 1, who has a 12-string guitar he's doing on this, but really good. It's back there. There he is, look at him. He's great. Alright, next one was also on the want list, considering that I don't have a lot of Blue Note albums, but this one here is Bobby Humphrey there, Blacks and Blues. Very pivotal album for Blue Note, and coming at a time as well where Blue Note was trying to branch out into doing more sort of funk jazz and more contemporary versions of what they were doing. Of course, Blue Note was one of the giants of bebop music, especially in the 50s and 60s, but this one is from 1973, recorded at the Sound Factory in California. And the band on this one is, of course, Bobby Humphrey on flute and vocals, solo vocals on here. We've got Jerry Peters on the Fender Rhodes and piano. Chuck Rainey, very underrated bassist on Fender bass. Ron Brown is also on here on bass. Stephanie Spruill on percussion. Fons Mazel, clavinet, trumpet. Fred Perrin ARP synthesizer, and that's a very, very early ARP synthesizer, so very interesting there. David T. Walker on the guitars, John Rowan, Harvey Mason, King Erison, congas, and there's a bunch of special thanks to on there. I won't go through all that, but yeah, just a great. This is when crossover was important because they had to try and capture the younger audience, so you'd have to incorporate funk and R&B and vocals into your records, and this is a great example of that. Here's another one. Mike Woodford Trio, Summer Night, and I actually love the cover there. I love that font. And it's on the Milestone label. That's actually why I picked it up, because the Milestone label is a very interesting label that put out a lot of off-Broadway kind of jazz records that weren't really known outside of your, Impulse, Blue Note, and Riverside sort of stuff. This was stuff that was off the beaten track a little bit. And on here we've got Mike Wofford on piano, John Gurin and Monty Budwig on bass. And there's a few different compositions here. You've got like Gershwin's Slap That Bass, and then a menu from Thelonious Monk composition there. So I have no idea what it's going to sound like. It's a 67, so it's probably... It's a piano trio band, so I don't know how far out it'll go. It's probably just a sort of standard bop affair there. Herbie Mann, flautist, who's legendary. He does... I think he does... Yeah, he just does flutes on this. I think he does some other instruments on other albums. But yeah, this, again, like I was talking about with Bobby Humphrey, branching out into different genres and bringing them into jazz was something that was quite common. Herbie Mann used to do different sort of themed albums, so he's even done a reggae album as well, but this one's called Discotheque, and this is where he interprets songs that were current of the day. So you've got like Lady Marmalade, Mediterranean. But the band is good on it, Steve Gadd's on drums, Tony Levin from King Crimson on bass here. I mean, that's ridiculous. How do you get Tony Levin on this? Yeah, this is good, this. Yeah. He's a bit like Maynard Ferguson in that he gets, kind of lumped in with easy listening, but him and Maynard are great. Discotheque there. Alright, got a couple left. Let's go through. So Weather Report, this will add to the Weather Report collection. This is Sweet Night Fighter, is it? Sweet Nighter, sorry, it's called. There, and Weather Report, classic fusion band, led by Joseph Zawinul and Wayne Shorter, and they're on the back there. Look at that. And this is 1973, and yeah, it's just a good, it's just jazz fusion. It's I don't know a lot about this album, to be honest. I'm looking forward to listening to this, because Weather Report are a very important band. The last one I've got here is Woody Herman, Light My Fire, and he's on here. And, 1968. Again, like Herbie Mann and Maynard Ferguson, Woody Herman is another artist that likes to reinterpret popular songs and put them into sort of a jazz which has mode or some big band setting. And on here he does The Doors, Light My Fire, Say a Little Prayer, Keep On Keeping On. MacArthur Park as well. Richard Harris's classic MacArthur Park would be interesting to hear that. But yeah, the stuff during this time he did was quite interesting. Not really much to go on the back here, but just bloody. There you go, fire hydrant. Yeah, light my fire, or put the fire out with the fire hydrant. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. There's the vinyls I've picked up recently, and I'll see you in the next one.